Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakarkadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I'll say shalom to you, Akim, out there. And this is a recent news article from ArabNews.com, and it reads, UN report, uranium particles enriched to 83.7% found in Iran. And keep this in mind, it was a news article came out recently. I previously spoke about this, about the enrichment of a nuclear capability of to Iran's already nuclear arsenal, and I believe it was a report came out. They had their nuclear enrichment from 65% to 80% or 84%. Now you have this new report coming out says, according to the UN report, now the enrichment is 83.7% found in Iran, and it says uranium at 84% is nearly at weapons grade level of 90%. And it says report likely will renew tensions between Iran and the West over its program. Right, keep in mind from the United Nations, they was sending warnings and economic sanctions on Iran of their nuclear capability, of a potential to be a nuclear atomic bomb or weapons of mass, Then you have the current tensions between Iran and Israel, along with the United States, as you have over the previous times, having Israel was telling that the United States do not have any more discussions of the revival of the 2015 nuclear deal. So as I read the second words right here, it says, report likely will renew tensions between Iran and the Western over its program, right, which is currently nuclear program. Yeah, I'm in the bathroom. Huh? So as we see, Vienna inspectors from the United Nations nuclear watchdog found uranium particles enriched up to 83.7% in Iran's underground Fordo nuclear site. A report seen Tuesday by the Associated Press said the confidential quarterly report by the Vienna-based International Atomic Energy Agency's distribute to member states like renewing tensions between Iran and the West over its program. The IAEA report, which only speaks about particles, suggesting that Iran isn't building a stockpile of nuclear enrichment above 60%. It says the levels has been enriched at some time. It says tensions have been growing since Bloomberg Force reported on February 19th that inspectors from the International Atomic Energy has detected a uranium particles enrichment up to 84% in Iran. A spokesperson for Iran's civilian nuclear program, Behrut's Kamalvandi, sought last week to portray any detection of uranium particles enriched that a level of a monetary side effects are trying to reach and finish product of 60% purity. However, experts say such a great variant in the purity, even at an atomic level, will appear suspicious to inspectors. Iran's 2015 nuclear deal limited Tehran's uranium enrichment to 3.67%. Also, that's why I see That's why I see the UN, the UN, United Nations watchdog, saying Iran they are violating the current deal I guess they have, which was part of the 2015 nuclear deal. But I'm gonna read it again. It says Iran's 2015 nuclear deal limit Tehran's of nuclear enrichment to 3.67%. So during that span of time from 2015 all the way into now, so their nuclear capability of the uranium enrichment reached from that point of 3.67 now potentially to over 60%, 64 to 65%, 80%, now 83.7%. First 84%, 85%, or 90%, getting closer to that. Now, what this new report came out is coming to 83.7%, according to the UN report. You know, so they've definitely been keeping their eye on that. You know, because they look at Iran as a threat, and they say it's going to potentially renew tensions between Iran and the Western countries. You know, so I just want to add a note to that. It says Iran's 2015 nuclear deal limits Tehran uranium enrichments to 3.67%, enough to a fuel. Come on tomorrow, she gonna leave you with some money. Oh, okay then. Yeah, $20. Alright. Right. It says uranium enrichment to 3.67%. Salakia for the interruption. I was talking to a family member. It says enough to a fuel nuclear power plant. The U.S. unilateral withdrawal from the Accord in 2018 set in motion in a series of attacks and escalations by Tehran over its program. Iran has been producing uranium enrichment to 60% purity, a level for which a non-prolific experts already say Tehran has no civilian use. An acquisition of enrichment higher than that further ratchets up tensions over the program. Uranium at 84% is nearly at a weapons upgrade level of 90%, meaning any stockpile of that material could quickly use to produce an atomic bomb if Iran chooses, what's highly likely they're gonna do. It says, because the scripture comes into mind, Joel 3:10, let the weak say I am strong. It says, while the IAEA Director General has warned Iran has now enough uranium to produce several nuclear bombs. If it chooses, it likely will take months more to build a nuclear weapon. Might take less than that, how the way things are going these days. Especially with these nations with their nuclear capability upgradable to their already nuclear arsenal. I just want to add a note to that. It says, and they potentially miniaturize it to put it on a missile. The United States intelligence community, this past week, has maintained its assessment that Iran isn't pursuing an atomic bomb. And it says, to the best of our knowledge, we don't believe that supreme leader in Iran has yet made a decision to resume the weaponization program that will judge they suspending or stop at the end of 2003. CIA Director William Burns told the CBS Face the Nation program, but the other two legs of the stoop, meaning enrichment programs, they have obvious advanced very far. Right, especially in modern times now. It says they may not be enough, however, to satisfy Israel, Iran's regional arch rival. Already, Israel recently reinstalled Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has threatened military actions, right, because I did a sit-down lesson on that, against Tehran, and Israel and Iran have been engaging in high-stakes shadow war across the wider Middle East since the nuclear deal collapsed. Meanwhile, Tuesday, German foreign minister said both her countries and Israel are worried about the allegations facing Iran over the reported 84% enriched uranium. We are united by concern about the nuclear escalations on Iran's part and about the recent reports about the very uranium enrichment. I meant to say, Salakia. Bearbach said there is no possible plausible civilian justification for such a high enrichment level. Speaking in Berlin, Israel's visiting foreign minister Eli Cohen points to two options to the deal with Iran using a so-called snapback mechanism in the Security Council resolution that enriches the 2015 nuclear deal to reimpose the UN sanctions and to have credibility military option on the table as well. From our intelligence and from our knowledge, this is the right time to work on these specific steps, he said, which is highly unlikely going to work. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10. Because in the latter days, Iran is going to create their nuclear capability. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares and the swords and the plenty hooks and let the weak say I'm strong, right? Because you're starting to see the military strong from Iran. Because now you're starting to see, their nuclear capability, even if they're getting hit with harsh economic sanctions from Western countries, from the UN, the watchdog, from the United States and Western countries as well too, that backs them against Iran with their continual uranium enrichment of a potential atomic bomb or nuclear weapon can be today nuclear arsenal. That's why I brought out the Joel 3 and 10. Because these Iranians are going to be back in that warlike mindset in the latter days, and that what we've seen of this recent news article, if it's 100% true, of Iran has a enrichment particles enriched to a nearly bomb grade, the IAEA reports, So that's a potential of a creating of a nuclear warhead or a nuclear bomb, So they already military arsenal of weapons that they already stockpiled and have, So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying of this recent news article that just came out from arabnews.com. As it says, once again, I'm going to bring it out. It says Iran has uranium particles enriched to nuclear bomb grade level from 83.7% or 84%, closer to 90%, reaching a level 2 possible upgradable of a nuclear bomb or a nuclear warhead to their already nuclear arsenal, So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Wakar double honors to the elders for preaching his word truthfully and sincerely, and shalom to the Akim, scattered through four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And until next time, I will say shalom.